Right now at noon, lawmakers in Oklahoma look to strengthen sentencing for accessory murder.
And it's windy, it's cloudy, it's chilly. We've got more drizzle, more showers on the way, and maybe wintry weather next week. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, some lawmakers in Kansas make a push to raise the state's minimum wage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Elise Noe. New at noon today, a man is dead following a crash as he was fleeing a traffic stop in Labette County. Yesterday, a Labette County deputy who was traveling on Wallace Road observed a tan Ford F-150 run the stop sign at 20,000 in Wallace Road at a high rate of speed. The driver of the truck, John Henry Jones V, saw the deputy and then attempted several evasive maneuvers to lose the deputy, including driving through a field at speeds over 100 miles per hour, running 4 motorists off the road at one point. Jones then missed the curve at 22,097 Wallace Road and collided with a tree, ignoring the warning signs. The entire chase was about 2.9 miles, and take a look here at the damage. Jones was rushed to Labette Health, where he later died. An investigation revealed Jones was driving while suspended and had arrest warrants issued out of Montgomery and Neosho County. Authorities charge a man in Lawrence County, Missouri, with shooting an Amazon driver. A trooper responded to a report of a crash early Wednesday morning. According to a witness, the driver left Lawrence County Road west of Highway 97 and crashed her vehicle into a fence in a field. The driver was unresponsive and transported priority to an area hospital. Dispatch received a message from the hospital that the driver had a bullet lodged in her head. Investigators obtained video from Amazon that showed the victim driving, and as the vehicle came to the driveway of a home, the victim slumped over in the vehicle seat. Authorities then contacted the home's owner, Thomas Coy, who they say admitted to shooting the victim with a pellet rifle and saw the vehicle crash into the fence. Now, they say Coy also admitted to going to the vehicle, taking the victim from the seat and laying her in the ditch. Authorities have charged Coy with felony assault and armed criminal action. Now let's head over to Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've been dealing with drizzle, we've been dealing with showers, and we've been dealing with breezy conditions as well. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh, look at that, shaking this morning, and still will continue to do so with those gusty east winds out there, so that certainly doesn't make it feel any warmer. Plus, it's cloudy. It already looks dreary. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, also showing those cloudy skies from this morning as well. We started yesterday at 34, so warmer than where we should be, but our high just a few degrees off pace for average, and really, with the exception of some of us as we head into tomorrow, we're going to be below average for quite some time. So here's what we're talking about. Near it on Wednesday, a little below yesterday, today, a little above again for some of us tomorrow. We'll talk about why here in just a moment, and then we'll fall back below average. In fact, we'll continue to go below average as we head into next week. Here's a look at the forecast as we go through the rest of the evening hours. We'll have those cloudy skies, some drizzle, some showers will be possible. Temperatures, as you see, holding fairly steady. Now, for some of us, this goes into the whole warmer tomorrow or cold tomorrow. Some of us will see our temperatures actually begin to rise overnight. Others, you'll see them pretty much hover right about here into the upper 30s and low 40s. And that's because of a cold front that's coming through as we head through our Saturday morning. Details on that, plus next week's snow chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Oklahoma legislation named after 2 16-year-old girls who've been missing now for 25 years advances in the House. House Bill 1001, or Laura and Ashley's Law, would add accessory to murder in the first or second degree to the list of crimes that require an offender to serve at least 85% of their prison sentence. Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman were last seen on December 29, 1999, the night Ashley's parents were murdered and their home burned to the ground in Welch, Oklahoma. The girls were kidnapped, tortured, raped, and strangled to death, but their bodies have never been found. Yesterday's legislation is in response to early release of the only living suspect in the case, Ronnie Busick, who in 2020 was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but because of good behavior and credit for time served during the court process, was released after just 3 years in prison, back into the area where he committed his crimes and where family members of the victims still live. Yesterday, Representative Steve Bayshore presented the bill to the Judicial Civil Committee, where it passed 6-1.
We've been told once you're elected, don't get married to your bills, and because there's always a chance it may not be heard or may not pass or may not be signed into law. Well, this one I am married to. This is something that's very important, not only to the Bible family and Freeman family, but to people of the state of Oklahoma.
Laura and Ashley's law now goes to the Judiciary Oversight Committee later this month. Well, some Kansas lawmakers hoping to raise the state's minimum wage. Democrats in both the House and Senate have introduced bills to raise the state's minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour. Now, in a post to social media supporting the proposal, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly said, quote, "There's no reason workers in Kansas should make less than workers in our surrounding states." The city of Joplin is kicking off a road widening project on 20th Street. In preparation for the project, Liberty Utilities moved power poles this week. The area that will be widened runs from South Schifferdecker through Iron Gates Road. The road will be widened to 3 lanes, adding curbs and creating a shared use path for both bikes and pedestrians. 2 intersections will be changed to roundabouts, including the intersection on 20th and South Country Club Road. That's in an effort to promote safety. The city recommends people use 32nd Street while 20th is closed.
Everyone that lives along the road, you will always have access to and from your home.
Now, he says the city is in communication with businesses near the road work to inform them on what to expect, and construction will officially start at the end of March. Well, it's been a fun Chiefs season for shoppers at Wayside Furniture in Joplin. The owner has been giving refunds based on Chiefs wins and by how many points. In December, more than 140 customers got refunds for Christmas after the Chiefs beat the Steelers by more than 12 points. Ahead of the Super Bowl, he made the same deal, but the Chiefs have to win by 14 or more. We'll see. Well, coming up, an exchange student studying broadcasting in Joplin hopes to take her skills back to her home country. And later, we're making game day roast beef sliders in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The Joplin Eagles television program at Joplin High School, better known as Jet HD, prides itself on teaching students the ins and outs of broadcasting. One foreign exchange student in the program is from Tajikistan, a nation in Central Asia bordering China. Now, she's taking the opportunity to pursue her dream of becoming a news anchor in her home country, starting at the student news desk. KOAM Samantha Walker has the story.
I'm from a beautiful country of Tajikistan, full of mountains, rivers.
For Shiloh, or as her friends call her Shay, Joplin is afar, 7,000 miles away from home. But for the foreign exchange student, this is a dream come true.
Many people, they don't know about my country. That's the reason why I'm here in the United States. To share my culture, my history, my country, people.
Now she's working to better herself through her favorite subject.
I really like to improve my speaking skills, like communication skills. And I feel like this broadcasting class improves it a lot.
As part of her school's broadcast program, Shay is learning all about the world of journalism, something she hopes to make into a career.
I want to be a journalist in my home country, but speaking in English. If I talk in Tajik language and share the story in Tajik language, I grab 10 million people's attention who lives in Tajikistan. If I speak in English, I may grab many people can watch me.
Her teacher, Brad Douglas, says her determination to make this dream a reality is clear.
I only have her for a brief time, so I only have her for half a semester. So I'm cramming like 2 years of TV production and broadcasting, and she's picking it up right away. She's like a sponge.
Welcome to GHS Weekly. I'm Shahla Ismoilova.
And I'm Alexander Ruprecht.
Shay has officially taken to the anchor desk, a dream she's always had.
Speaking in front of the camera and not using my native language, but English. I was so proud of myself because I made it. I came to in USA and started experiencing what I want to.
And despite the thousands of miles between them, her family is cheering her on.
I was an anchor here. They were so proud of me. My mother, she was so happy. Oh, your dreams are coming true. You were doing what you wanted to do. I'm so happy for you.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Shay will return home at the end of the school year. Her teacher says he'll teach her as much as he can about the world of broadcasting before she leaves. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Who will you be cheering for during this weekend's big game? If you serve what we're making today, I bet your gang will be rooting for this all-time winner.
And of course, we have the showers, we have the drizzle now, and we are tracking snow chances as we head into next week. Details right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So it's been cloudy, it's been cold, it's been drizzly, it's been showery depending on where you are. On top of all that, it's been breezy. Take a look at our camera downtown Pittsburgh from earlier this morning, and of course continuing to do so as we go through the afternoon. Look at how much it's shaking out there. It's not because it's cold, although if it could feel cold, I'm sure it would be shivering. I mean, it is chilly, but that's those gusty east winds just continuing to really howl out there, so making it feel even colder than what it already is. We're going to have those gusty east winds as we go through the afternoon and into the evening hours. We'll also continue to have patchy showers and drizzle all through the afternoon, evening, and overnight. Now, here's where it gets a little different. We got showers. We have a cold front coming in, so here's the showers along that front that'll start pushing through. For our northern counties, so roughly Lamar, Frontenac, Girard, Fredonia, Chanute, south of that. If you're north of this, if you're in this zone, let's just say roughly that zone, you're going to be behind the front as we start our Saturday. So you'll have gusty north winds, but the good news is your temperatures shouldn't drop any lower than what they already will be by tomorrow morning. But if you're south of the front, then you're going to be warm. You'll have gusty south winds, and see some locations already 50, 55 in Bentonville at 5 a.m. You're going to hit early highs in the 50s. That front through the morning will slide on through. Winds will shift out of the north. It'll be gusting upwards of 25. So again, see, some of our northern counties, you're already starting the day cold. You'll not be any colder after this front pushes through. It's our southern counties that'll start to cool off behind this front, and then we'll all eventually be equally chilly as we wrap up our Saturday. That's ahead of the changes on the way next week. So by Monday into Tuesday, we're looking at, excuse me, you see this rain. This is rain, even though the temperatures are freezing or possibly below, because the future track is looking at precipitation at a certain level in the atmosphere. It'll be rain, which means that the temperatures at the surface are freezing or below. That's freezing rain. It freezes on contact because the ground temperatures are below freezing. Then outside of that, we'll have snow. Now we are looking at the possibility of some accumulating, maybe some freezing rain, sleet, and or snow Monday into Tuesday. But those amounts at this time look to be relatively minor. And then we're going to get another system Wednesday into Thursday. Temperatures will be much colder by then, and we are looking at a better chance of just straight up snow, maybe some wintry mix, some sleet in there as well. And that will go from Wednesday again into the very early morning hours on our Thursday before it all eventually clears out. So depending on the track of that, this snow tracker here, see how it stops for a second? That's because this is running from Monday into Thursday evening. So between the two systems, it thinks in total, we're looking at 4 to 8 inches of snow out there on average across the region, because it thinks that this system might track a little further south. So this is one possibility. And even this is going to change. Yesterday, it had totals all the way down to, say, Lamar and Greenfield, upwards of 10 inches. So it's going to change even more. But you can see what one computer is thinking. The other one thinks that the system is going to come down a little further south than what it thought originally, but not so much that by Thursday evening we're under the same amount of snow. This is looking more at 1 to 4 inches across the area. So a lot of variables to keep in mind. This is all going to change 12 hours from now, 24 hours from now. It'll all be different. So we'll keep you updated as we go into the weekend. Mid-40s again today, low to mid-40s up north tomorrow, low to mid-50s down south, all of us in the 40s by the afternoon. Colder, temperatures now well below normal heading into next week, and we'll have all that wintry weather to keep an eye on as well. So make sure you've got the Skywatch weather app and keep it right here to KOAM as we'll keep you updated through the weekend and as we kick off the next work week. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, stick around. We're making game day roast beef sliders in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's recipe is perfect for Sunday's big game. Howard's making game day roast beef sliders in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When it comes to the big game this weekend, no matter who you're cheering on, or if you're just watching it for the commercials, you know you're going to work up an appetite. So this year, along with your chips and dip, make sure you have something that'll satisfy the hungriest of appetites. How about melty roast beef sliders? We begin by slicing a package of Hawaiian-style rolls in half like this and smearing both sides with a container of refrigerated garlic herb spread. This is going to add lots of flavor. Now we pile on some thinly sliced deli roast beef and top it with roasted red peppers. Just make sure you drain them well, and some sliced provolone. Sprinkle on some steak seasoning and top the whole thing with crispy fried onions. Put the top on and cover it with foil. About 20 minutes before it's time to serve, pop it in the oven to get all melty. Put these out during halftime and watch everyone dig in. The nice thing about these, they're just the right size. To get the recipe for our game day roast beef sliders, so you can earn the title of Best Game Day Host, just visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a winning way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just head on over to our website, of course. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Again, low to mid 40s today, low to mid 40s for our northern counties tomorrow, and then low to mid 50s as we start the day on Saturday. All of us in the 40s through the afternoon tomorrow, and then much colder, below normal next week, and keeping an eye on that possibility of wintry weather as we head into the next work week as well.
All right, well, coming up tonight at 5, the first Friday in February marks National Wear Red Day, a day to raise awareness about the leading cause of death for women in the U.S. We're going to hear about that and hear one woman's survival story and what she wants others to know about heart disease. Plus, the mayor of Miami shares the city's plans for 2 building demolitions on Main Street. And Pitt State joins a statewide program hoping to increase childhood literacy. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great one.